Hello friends, welcome back to Learning Nails and Aesthetics. We are continuing Chapter 2, starting on page 47. And this goes into the glossary. That was poor planning on my part in the previous video. I should have just finished this page, however, I did not. We will do the competency progress and part of the glossary in this video, then it will continue in the next. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe, and check out my other videos on the Milady Foundations book, as well as the Milady Aesthetics book. And we are on, don't forget, I am not AI. Mistakes will be made. Just laugh along with me. We will figure this out together. We were page 47, define the integumentary system. The integumentary system is made up of the skin and its various accessory organs, such as the oil and sweat glands, sensory receptors, hair, and nails. The integumentary system is discussed in detail in Chapter 3, Skin Structure, Disorders, and Diseases, and Chapter 4, Nail Structure, Disorders, and Diseases. Integumentary system. Why is this important? The skin is the largest organ of the body, so learning its functions and how it is integral to the health of the nails and appendage to the skin is important to the nail technician's success. Nails are the window into the skin's health. Calluses, dry cuticles, and healthy barrier function are all part of the skin's partnership with your client's nails. Check in. Define the integumentary system. Define the reproductive system. The reproductive system performs the function of reproducing and perpetuating the human race. Although it is vital to the perpetuation of the species, it is not of major importance to a nail technician. Define the reproductive system. Check in. Define the reproductive system. And now we're going into the glossary. I would like to add, though, while the reproductive system is not directly important to the nail tech, a pregnant person should not have anything containing salicylic acid or willow bark on their skin, and that's in a lot of lotions and things. So do keep that in mind. And it's not a minor thing. It can cause some serious problems. Let's continue. Competency progress. How are you doing with anatomy and physiology? Check the Chapter 2 learning objectives below that you feel you have mastered. Leave unchecked these objectives you will need to return to. Explain how anatomy and physiology relate to nail technology. Describe the basic structure and function of a cell. Describe the 4 types of tissues in the human body. Define the function of the body's organs in the body system. Identify the 5 functions of the skeletal system. Recognize the voluntary muscles involved in the nail service. Name the parts of the nervous system. Recognize how the circulatory system affects the skin of the hands and feet. Describe the primary functions of the lymphatic immune system. Identify the glands that make up the endocrine system. Outline the organs in digestion. List the 5 organs that make up the excretory system. Describe what occurs during inhalation and exhalation. Define the integumentary system. Define the reproductive system. And chapter glossary. Abductor, a muscle that separates the fingers and toes. Abductor digit minimi, a muscle of the foot that separates the toes. Abductor hallucis, a muscle of the foot that moves the great toe and helps maintain balance while walking and standing. Adductor. Keep in mind the first one was abductor. This is adductor. The muscles at the base of each finger that draw the fingers together. Adenosine triphosphate, ATP, a chemical energy used within cells for metabolism. Adipose tissue, the technical term for fat. It gives smoothness and contour to the body. Adrenal glands, glands that control metabolic processes of the body, including the fight or flight response. Anabolism, constructive metabolism, the process of combining smaller molecules to build larger and more complex molecules. Anatomy, the study of the human body structure that can be seen with the naked eye, as well as what the body is made up of. The science of the structure of organisms or of their parts. Anterior tibial artery supplies blood to the lower leg muscles and to the muscles and skin on top of the foot and adjacent sides of the first and second toes. This artery goes to the foot and becomes the dorsalis pedis artery. Aorta, the largest artery in the body. The arterial trunk that carries oxygenated blood from the heart to be distributed by branch arteries throughout the body. Artery, thick-walled, muscular, and flexible tubes that carry oxygenated blood from the heart to the capillaries. Atrium, one of the two upper chambers of the heart through which the blood is pumped to the ventricles. Autonomic nervous system, ANS, the part of the nervous system that controls the involuntary muscles and regulates the action of the smooth muscles, glands, blood vessels, and heart. Belly, the front part of the human trunk below the ribs containing the stomach and bowels. Bicep, the muscle producing the contour of the front and inner side of the upper arm. It lifts the forearm and flexes the elbow. Blood, nutritive fluid circulating through the circulatory system, the heart, veins, arteries, and capillaries, to supply oxygen and nutrients to cells and tissues and to remove carbon dioxide and waste from them. Blood vascular system, group of structures, heart, arteries, veins, and capillaries, that distribute blood throughout the body. Body system, a group of bodily organs acting together to perform one or more functions. The human body is composed of 11 major systems. Brain, part of the central nervous system contained in the cranium, the largest and most complex nerve tissue. Controls sensation, muscles, gland activity, and the power to think and feel emotions. Capillary, a tiny thin-walled blood vessel that connects the smaller arteries to the veins. Cardiac muscle, the voluntary muscle that is the heart. This type of muscle is not found in any other part of the body. Carpus, the wrist, a flexible joint composed of a group of 8 small, irregular bones held together by ligaments. Catabolism, the phase of metabolism in which larger, more complex molecules are broken down within the cells to create smaller, simpler molecules. Cell membrane, the cell part that encloses and holds the protoplasm while still allowing soluble substances, like nutrients or waste byproducts, to enter and leave the cell. Cell, the basic unit of all living things, from bacterial to plants and animals, and including human beings. A minute mass of that's probably supposed to say minute. A minute mass of protoplasm capable of performing all of the fundamental functions of life. Central nervous system, CNS, consists of the brain, spinal cord, spinal nerves, and cranial nerves. Circulatory system, also known as the cardiovascular or vascular system, the system that controls the steady circulation of the blood through the body by means of the heart and blood vessels. Common perineal nerve, a division of the sciatic nerve that extends from behind the knee to wind around the head of the fibula to the front of the leg, where it divides into two branches. Connective tissue, fibrous tissue that binds together, protects, and supports the various parts of the body. Examples include bone, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, fascia, and fat, which is adipose tissue. Cytoplasm, the part of the protoplasm that exists outside of the nucleus and inside the cell wall. The protoplasm surrounds the nucleus and is needed for growth, reproduction, and self-repair. Deep perineal nerve, also known as the anterior tibial nerve, extends down the front of the leg, behind the muscles. It supplies impulses to these muscles and also to the muscles and skin on the top of the foot and adjacent side of the first and second toes. Deltoid, a large triangular muscle covering the shoulder joint that allows the arms to extend outward and to the side of the body. Dendrites, tree-like branches of nerve fibers extending from a nerve cell. Short nerve fibers that carry impulses toward the cell and receive impulses from other neurons. Oh, here's a long one. Deoxyribonucleic acid. Deoxyribonucleic acid. Deoxyribonucleic acid. An acid that determines our genetic makeup. Diaphragm, the muscular wall that separates the thorax from the abdominal region and helps control breathing. Digestive enzyme, a chemical that changes certain types of food into a form that can be used by the body. Digestive system, the mouth, stomach, intestines, and salivary and gastric glands that change food into nutrients and waste, also known as the gastrointestinal system. Digital nerve, a nerve that with its branches supplies the fingers and toes. Dorsal nerve, also known as dorsal cutaneous nerve, a nerve that extends up from the toes and foot just under the skin, supplying the impulses to toes and foot, as well as the muscles and skin of the leg, where it becomes the superficial perineal nerve. Dorsalis pedis artery supplies the foot with blood. Endocrine glands, organs such as the thyroid or pituitary glands, also known as ductless glands, that release hormonal secretions directly into the bloodstream. Endocrine system, a group of specialized glands that affects the growth, development, sexual activities, and health of the entire body. Epithelial tissue, a protected covering on body surfaces such as the skin, mucous membranes, the tissue inside the mouth, the lining of the heart, digestive and respiratory organs and glands. Excretory system, a group of organs including the kidneys, liver, skin, large intestines, and lungs, which purify the body by eliminating waste matter. Exhalation, the act of breathing outward, expelling carbon dioxide from the lungs. Exocrine glands, also known as duct glands, organs that produce a substance that travels through small tube-like ducts, such as the sudoriferous, sweat glands, and the sebaceous glands, which produce oil. Extensor, a muscle that straightens the wrist, hand, and fingers to form a straight line. Extensor digitorum longus, a muscle that bends the foot up and extends the toes. Femur, a heavy long bone that forms the leg above the knee. Fibula, the smaller of the two bones that form the leg below the knee. The fibula may be visualized as a bump on the little toe side of the ankle. Flexor, an exterior muscle of the wrist involved in flexing the wrist. Flexor digiti minimi, a muscle of the foot that moves the little toe. Flexor digitorum brevis, a muscle of the foot that moves the lesser toes and helps maintain balance while walking and standing. Gastrocnemius, the muscle that is attached to the lower rear surface of the heel and pulls the foot down. Gland, a specialized organ that removes certain constituents from the blood to convert them into new substances. Heart, a muscular cone-shaped organ that keeps the blood moving within the circulatory system. Hemoglobin, the coloring matter of the blood, an iron-containing protein that temporarily binds with oxygen. Histology, also known as microscopic anatomy, the study of tiny structures found in tissues. Hormone, a secretion such as insulin, adrenaline, and estrogen, produced by one of the endocrine glands and carried by the bloodstream or body fluid to another part of the body to stimulate a specific activity. Humerus, the uppermost and largest bone of the arm, extended from the elbow to the shoulder. Inhalation, the breathing in of air. Insertion, the point of attachment in a muscle where movement occurs. Integumentary system, the skin and its accessory organs, such as the oil and sweat glands. Sensory receptors, hair, and nails. Interstitial fluids, blood plasma found in the spaces between tissues. Joint, a connection between two or more bones of the skeleton. Latimus dorsi, a large, flat, triangular muscle covering the lower back. Lungs, an organ of respiration. The body has a pair of lungs. Spongy tissues composed of microscopic cells in which inhaled air is exchanged for carbon dioxide during one breathing cycle. Lymph, a clear fluid that circulates in the lymph space. Lymphatics of the body carries waste and impurities away from the cells. Lymph capillaries, blind end tubes that are the origin of lymphatic vessels. Lymph nodes, special structures found inside the lymphatic vessels that filter lymph. Lymph vascular system acts in an aid to the blood system and consists of the lymph spaces, lymphatics, lymphatic vessels, lymph nodes, and other structures. Lymphatic immune system, body system made up of lymph nodes, the lymphus gland, the spleen, and lymph vessels. Protects the body from disease by developing immunities and destroying disease-causing microorganisms, as well as draining the tissue spaces of excess interstitial fluids to the blood. It carries waste and impurities away from the cells. Median nerve, the nerve with its branches that supplies the arm and hand. Metabolism, a chemical process that takes place in living organisms through which the cells are nourished and carry out other activities. Metacarpus, bones of the palm of the hand, parts of the hand containing 5 bones between the carpus and phalanges. Metatarsal, one of the 3 subdivisions of the foot comprising 5 bones, which are long and slender like the metacarpal bones of the hand that help make up the foot. The other 2 subdivisions are the tarsal and phalanges. All 3 subdivisions comprise 26 bones. Ending on page 52, that will do it for this video. We will continue page 53 through 57 to end the glossary on Chapter 2, General Anatomy and Physiology. I hope this video was helpful to you. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe. And check out my other videos, the Milady Foundations book, as well as the Milady Aesthetics book. We will be going through the sections of the books and answering the questions. They are all formatted the same and have various check-ins with questions. So I'll do those in the future video. Have a great day. I appreciate you watching. Bye.